especially when the cross-country skiing is with Ned Gillette, who is a ski adventurer. Ned, glad you could come swooping in here.
I did swoop.
You have skied all over the world, Nepal, China, and all that kind of stuff. What's adventure skiing?
Well, adventure skiing is a term I coined, Tim, for using light cross-country skis like what I have on here to ski in the Himalaya, up near the North Pole, New Zealand, South America. I used to race actively.
You were a downhill racer?
No, I was a cross-country racer. I raced in the Olympic team, and then, you know, after the Olympics, I thought, well, I better settle down, be a lawyer, be a businessman. Well, I went to 1 day of graduate business school.
And that was enough.
Well, it was enough. I went to Yosemite, became a climbing instructor and a ski instructor, and then decided, hey, I want to extend that life and be an expedition person. And you can actually make a living doing that, if you can believe that.
Who pays for it? You go all over the world. If you're going to ski in New Zealand or Nepal, who pays for it?
Well, you always have to go and get an expedition sponsor. National Geographic has sponsored 3 of our expeditions. The next expedition we'll do will be for ABC, be a documentary for them. R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company sponsored us last time around. We did a circle around Everest, the first time anybody's ever gone around Mount Everest at high altitude. And actually, I think Johannes at the Trapp Family Lodge will help us out in the next expedition, because now we're going to go away from skiing and away from the mountains, and we're going to row from Cape Horn to Antarctica.
You're going to row in a boat?
Yeah, we're going to row in a custom-built 30-foot rowing boat, stormiest ocean on Earth.
I'm going to ask you what they ask mountain climbers.
Why do you do it? Well, you know, I think everybody wants to excel at something, and this is just the niche that I chose. And hey, you get a chance to immerse yourself in exotic cultures. You get a chance to spend endless days, you know, in the really wild places in the earth. And, you know, there's no feeling like that feeling of that integration of mind and body when you're really working well at what you do. Well, climbing, skiing, being an actor. I
can understand that the mind would be engaged in all this stuff, but have you ever broken the body skiing down Mount Everest or anything?
It would be tough giving this interview if I had. No, actually you become pretty conservative when you're out there. I take my chances out here in the Trapp Family Lodge trail system, because if I get in trouble, I know there's help around. But you get real conservative when you're out in a self-sufficient situation, miles away from any kind of help. You know, the crux in being a successful adventurer is calculating your risks, and then through your technical expertise and your willpower, you know, persevering through to your goal.
But we can say this, the cross-country skiing doesn't have to be done as an adventure. For most folks, it's just exercise, right?
Yeah, and you know, that's the reason I like living in Vermont. You go all over the world, we do these exciting things. That's the way, you know, the way to kind of fame and fortune from my point of view. But this is where my heart is. It's here in Vermont. I have dairy farmers living around my house. They don't care where I've been. They keep my feet in the ground, and working here at Trapp Family Lodge keeps my feet in the ground, because, you know, these are my roots. I have a lot of friends here. I go out and ski, see them, and if you can't have a good time in the outdoors with your good friends, then you might as well be inside.
You think your neighbors ever say, watch out, here comes crazy Ned?
They think I'm crazy.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Well, the craziest thing I've ever done was climbing Mount McKinley in 1 day. Nobody had done it before we did it, and nobody's done it since. It was 19 hours, and it was really a committing venture, because if we'd made one mistake, we would have died up there, or if we had a storm come in.
Well, good luck, especially on this cross-oceanic row that you're doing. How big's the boat?
Well, the boat will be 32 feet, and the reason I want to do it is because it's a whole new arena to open up, you see. We've got to learn a whole new set of rules, and we'll pull it off.
Ned, all I can say is that I really hope we get a chance to interview you again.
I hope so, too.
We hope that you're here.
Coming back means you're successful.
And you're not sorry you dropped out of business school?
I'm not sorry at all, no. I mean, I used that, you know, I used business, ordinary business practices, raising the money, and I'm a writer and photographer to follow up afterwards. So, you know, I use ordinary business practices in an extraordinary arena.